What's good, everyone? I wanted to break down some of this Trials footage from Asylum. Now, Asylum was a lot of fun. I've started to become a little bit more confident in my Titan, who I pretty much ignored in year 1 and year 2. And I feel like we had some really good teamwork in the beginning that I think may have made them abandon their strategy. Now, as we were flying in, trying to figure out the type of subclass that they were using and the type of guns they were using and all that stuff, we did see that one of the guys was using No Land Beyond. And you know, the way I tend to think of things is I try to figure out what you're good at, how do you want to play, and then I go the opposite direction. So if you made it all the way to 6, 7, 8, 9 wins, and you did that by using No Land Beyond, why am I going to fight you from long range? So, you know, I made an assumption. I'm like, okay, this guy's running No Land. He's going to assume that we're going to run to the B flag location. We're going to peek in the door. He's going to be sitting right by those stairs, hard scoped. He's going to pick one of us off, and then they're just all going to swarm us. So instead of doing that, we all push through underneath, near heavy, all the way up until their spawn, and that pretty much made them claustrophobic. At that point, you're fighting 2 versus 3. Now, if you're playing a good team, they're going to adjust, right? So I can see them saying, hey, they rushed us the first time and it worked. Let's either go to the swamp or push inside the room to buy ourselves some more time. Well, of course, they went in the room, which inadvertently allowed us to get a kill that I did not expect to get. But what happens next is something that I want to show, because if you can make these sort of plays and decisions in real time, it'll definitely make you a more consistent Trials player. If one of your teammates falls, the most important thing that you can do is run to your other teammate that's still alive. I mean, you two can agree upon who's going to come to who. It depends on the situation. In this case, we got an orb down, so it made sense for us to group up here. But always make sure that you are next to the other Guardian when one of your teammates is down, because you'll notice the other team is right there. They're in the B flag room, but they can't rush us. If they come down the stairs, we're going to team shot them with primaries. If they come in the window to the right, we're probably going to team shot them with sidearms. And if they come to the left, we're probably going to team shot them with primaries or grenades or whatever. But it just makes you a more powerful force than you would be by yourself. And it makes you really, really hard to deal with. And if you can turn the situation around or wait for them to make a mistake. And I'll admit, even in this situation, they didn't really make a mistake. The overtime flag popped up and they repositioned themselves a different way. But they didn't charge in with reckless abandon or make bad challenges. And arguably, that guy that jumped up from B stairs with the sidearm, he probably should have got a kill. I got lucky there. And even then, he still could have had me, but I got my super at the last minute. So that took a situation where it was tied up, or it could have been tied up 1-1, and instead we went up 2-0. Now I'm going to fast forward a bit after they destroyed us that last round to point out one more thing that can make you a much more consistent player. A lot of supers are about to pop off when we go around this corner, and with the people I play with, we have what we call the rule. And the rule is, do not use your super when everyone on your team is dead. I've listed up here the 4 situations that I tend to think about most in the middle of a gunfight, but obviously the best case scenario is that all of your teammates are alive, you get kills, you're spitting out orbs, and your teammates get those orbs and therefore charge their supers faster. Of course, the worst thing that can happen is you use your super and nobody gets your orbs and you die anyway, and now you have no ways to deal with incoming supers, like say a Stormcaller or Blade, or you don't have a good way to shut down heavy. Like, it's just a bad situation, and it causes this domino effect. Now, the guy on the opposing team that used his Titan Smash, I really like what he did. I would have done it. I would have told my teammates to do it. He did the right thing in the right situation. However, for the tether, by the time he popped his super, we got the res, and it was 1 versus 3. And that was just very, very tough to deal with. Now, he lost his tether. He's got nothing to show for it. And yeah, in that case, we went up 3-1. But had he had his tether, he could have came down and tethered the heavy ammo box. He probably would have got snatched up. They would have killed us all, and then it would be 3-2, and his teammates would have gotten orbs, and then who knows what would have happened after that. But instead, the super's gone, and now we're up 4-1, and that's pretty much the end of the match. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. I would give it a try for, I don't know, a trials weekend or two. See if it makes a difference in your consistency and how your team performs. It's going to take a little while to get used to. I will admit you are fighting a reflex, but pretty soon it'll become muscle memory, and then your other teammates will pick up on it too, and then you'll turn around situations that you probably shouldn't have turned around. So anyway, enjoy the video, and I'll put up something for you next week. All right, peace.